Hello. Okay, this is day whatever of our 13 nights of Halloween, and this time we have Benson on. This is actually
sorry.
this is actually hopefully going to be like the start of a new series, so I'm not sure like how many or how often installments are going to be, but basically Benson's going to buy me some books.
This is a terrible idea.
Using my card, of course. Every episode is Every episode is going to be usually a different theme, or I'm going to give you like different prompts. This time it's going to be horror prompts. So I'm giving you 3 prompts. I'm going to give you my card, obviously. I'm not going to make you buy me books using your money.
I mean, I could try.
Are you excited? Okay. Are you nervous?
I don't know what to expect anymore.
All right.
Okay.
So it's all horror themed.
Okay.
So the first one's super simple.
Mm-hmm.
It's just to buy me a horror book.
Okay.
Literally super simple.
Okay.
Easy.
That's easy.
Prompt number 2
Mm-hmm.
is to buy me a book that has a Halloween word in the title. So like it could be witch, it could be vampire, it could be the word scary, it could be literally anything that you associate with Halloween.
Okay.
And then the third one is a book. You might have to do a little digging for this one.
Oh shit. I don't want to dig.
But...
I didn't bring my shovel.
But it's a book with a scary setting. It's like a haunted house or like Clown in the Cornfield, but we already own that.
Clown in the Bush.
It could be like a cornfield. Something spooky.
Okay.
And then you get points based on my ratings of the book. So it'll be 1 to 5. But then you can get bonus points if, and only if, any of the books that you select have fall colors on the cover. So like,
what's my reward with these points? Do I get like a sticker
I was trying to think about that.
Do I get a sticker? Do I get a firm handshake? What's my reward here?
I don't know. I mean, you could take over a video on the channel.
I've done that before. No one liked the April Fool's video.
Yes, they did. They like you. They think you're funny. You could take over a vlog.
That's a terrible idea waiting to happen, but okay.
Or just, the pride and accomplishment that you bought books that I enjoyed.
Wow. As if I don't get that every fucking Christmas.
You don't buy me books for Christmas.
I try to.
You try to. Okay. Make sense? Sound good?
Sure.
We're actually going to go do some apple picking.
I have some scoliosis going on. This is a bad idea. Okay, here we go.
We're going to go do some apple picking and go have some cute, adorable couple time. But I figured we would get this filmed and out of the way.
Hey! Never thought you'd see me intro a fucking video. Well, actually, technically, she already introed. But anyways, there she is right there. Say hi, honey! And I'm joined by Connor. Hey! We're going to get her books, but also there's an added twist that I decided to add on totally on purpose. I have, what time is it now? Less than 30 minutes to get the books from her prompts because I'm an idiot and decided to go back to work for an hour to help people because my moral compass is a fucking straight edge and I hate myself for it. Honey, remind us of the prompts, pretty please.
So horror book is number 1.
Horror book in general.
Number 2 is a book with a spooky setting.
Spooky setting, spooky ooky.
And number 3 is a book with a Halloween word in the
Halloween word in the title. Okay, cool. I'm gonna totally fuck this up and also it's gonna be fun because I might ask for Connor for help too.
Challenge accepted.
For the memes. For the memes more than
accepted.
anything. So we got 30 minutes to do this. We'll see you inside Barnes and Nobles. We're gonna see how this goes. Maybe I'll edit this. Maybe this will be a complete shitpost video. I don't know. We're in a Barnes. We're in a Barnes and only one elevator is working. It's the one that we're on. All right, so we're going to the horror section. I've never felt comfortable filming in public. So like, this is a new one for me, chat. I'm gonna be honest with you, chat. Why am I calling you chat? This isn't my audience. Anyways, I don't know how to film in public for this type of thing. So we're gonna get unflattering angles of me because I feel uncomfortable. Hi, honey.
Hi.
Get out. Halloween word, Halloween horror, Halloweenies. We are in the horror section next to the graphic novels and manga. You know, my favorite horror movie of all time. Quella Magi Susanne Magica. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but I'm sure it's scary. I mean, anime is scary. So I don't know if I don't know if I should like go off the first thing that I see or try to peruse. I know I'm on a time limit, but like this is hard, okay? And so am I. No, I'm not. Oh my goodness, guys. Is this the Hex Girls everyone talks about? Connor is over here shopping for himself at this point.
Pretty
Polybius. What is that actually?
Polybius. So this was an urban legend about a arcade game in the 80s that caused people to go insane, get sick. And
Oh, wait.
yeah, this was an urban legend, and there were rumors that men in black suits would come in and take information from the game after
Will
people
Smith would come out and take information? That's crazy.
This is one of my favorite internet urban legends, and now that I know there's a book on it, I gotta read it. I don't know if it's a fictional story based in the legend, or if it's a biography about the legend.
See, this makes me mad because this sounds really cool and something Meg would like, but technically it was a U-Rec, so I can't use it. So that's okay.
Oh,
we'll do
damn.
that another time.
Old Beetle Hand's dick.
Yeah. Okay, chat, I think I found a horror book. It's in the horror section. Do I think it's a legit book or is it a parody? I don't know, but we're gonna roll with it anyways because I think this would be a great get out of jail free card for horror. It's in the horror section. Doesn't matter how serious it is, so we're just gonna hold on to this one. It ain't a Benson video about one shitpost. All right, one book down, 2 to go. Okay, so we may have found another one right out the gates, actually. I like the cover for this. I think she will, too. Connor, do you think the post-apocalypse is a horror setting?
Sure.
Do you think so?
Yeah.
Ooh, I don't
Can
know.
be.
It looks good, though. It looks cool.
It certainly can be.
Oh, well, I mean, it fits all the other traits, because, like, if one-handed here, as always, you know, a virus is spreading across America, transforming. I mean, America's a horror landscape in itself.
Right now,
Look at
it
this
is.
country.
Oh,
You
yeah.
know what? I might need a second opinion. We're going to get a second opinion. We're going to go to get the second opinion of my wife because this feels like a cheap horror setting, but also technically this country's a horror show. So let's find her and see what we can do. Oh wait, I just left my wife alone in the bookstore. Wait, this might be harder than I thought to find her actually. Oh dear. Oh dear. Chat, I'm in danger. Oh no, this is bad. I just realized I left my wife alone in the bookstore, technically for a funny video, and she may be out there buying thousands of books by herself. Oh dear God, what have I done? What have I done? Okay, so I found my wife. She doesn't have any books in her hands, thankfully, chat.
No,
I just
I'm
realized
not
a lot.
buying any today.
So I have a question for you for the second book.
Yes.
When you say set in a horror setting,
Set in a scary setting.
would you say a post-apocalyptic America is a horror setting, or is that too vague?
No, I'd say it's a horror setting.
Okay, second book acquired, ladies and gentlemen. I am doing so good at this. Hold on a second. We're gonna victory pose out front of the Poison King. What is the Poison King? I'm gonna let you get back to it. I love
Go
you.
downstairs, I'll meet you down there.
Leaving her alone's a terrible mistake in the store, but you know what? We gotta do a mission. Connor, we've done it, good sir. Post-apocalyptic America does count. Okay.
Sweet.
Cool. So now we gotta go on and keep finding another horror book. I got it, okay? Akira Toriyama's Manga Theater. That's a horror book. Oh my God, I just hit something.
You're breaking shit.
Oh shit. Okay, so we need something with a word, like a Halloween buzzword. I know book talk. Like if we're talking horror buzzwords, y'all, could it be murder? Could it be Dracula? Could it be white guy? I don't know. It could be anything. It could be the Beast. I think we done it, chat. I think we did it. I think I figured out a Halloween buzzword, and haunting. Haunting indeed. It's basically like a play. If I could fix myself, it's basically a playwright in a haunted house, and it kind of reminds me of Betrayal at the Mansion on the Hill, House on the Hill, which Connor and I play a lot of.
We do.
And it's good shit. You should play it if you haven't too.
You should.
That's
Great
my shill
game.
of the video. Subscribe to New School Arcade.
Ooh, a board game supplement of the show.
Ooh, wait, that'd be sick, actually. Wait, we're cooking. Wait a minute. Also, I already have all 3 books, chat, but I just want to give a shout out to this stupid ass. I'm sorry, Joe. I love you, Joe, from Impractical George. No, I don't. You came out as apparently a horrible person. I don't know. I haven't caught up on that situation. Listen, Joe, you seem like a nice person. I just want to point out the title for this. If you don't have a single cell in your head, it's Nosferatu. Nosferatu.
Oh, by Joe Hill?
You know that book?
Yeah, that's by Stephen King's son.
That's Stephen King's son?
Yeah, Joe Hill.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Oh.
He's a great horror writer in and of himself. So I recommend that book. but
Give me a second. I am so sorry I wasn't familiar with your game, sir. We love Nosferatu in this house. Okay, we're gonna forgive that before Stephen King's son puts a hex on us all. I love you, Nosferatu. Okay, there we go. Give it a kiss on the road. Let's go get these books to Better Benson. But before we deliver these books to Better Benson, we gotta have a quick word from our sponsor, Placenta Booger. I don't know where he's from. I'm gonna be so honest with you. I just saw him and I thought it was weird. Do I have bags under my eyes? Ginger! And of course, we gotta have another word from our other sponsor, Uncle from Another World. This is an actual thing that someone thought they should make.
so is sweat and soap.
So is what? Oh. Sweat, not Suzume. Sweat and soap. That is a thing someone thought. Interesting. And also Tales of Wedding Rings. Looks like bubblegum if you put her in like Princess Bubblegum in an anime. Honestly, I kind of see it. I kind of see it. And also we're taking care of God. Suddenly we're Christian. Cool. All right, let's go bring these to Meg.
Okay.
Nothing says happy Halloween like riding the scary Barnes & Noble elevator by myself. Because Connor didn't understand what it meant when I said, let's send books to Meg. I love this. Oh, shit. Did you guys feel that the camera shake? I'm getting the fuck out of here. Getting out of there. That's horrifying. That's too scary for me. Books. Merry Christmas.
Oh, we're revealing them now? I thought we were waiting.
Oh, well, you have your wallet, so.
Well, I was going to give you the wallet.
Oh, well, books. Thank you. So, the books have been acquired. And the best part is she had a $10 coupon. So I got to get the books for her at a cheaper price, which is great because I don't know how she's going to feel about the horror cow book. She shouldn't have let me do this, but we're waiting for her, and then we will, I guess, see us both. Maybe just her, and who knows afterwards. Sorry, I'm getting distracted because I love legends and I love myths, and it is a pretty book section. Okay, bye. All right, with that being said, we have officially, I've picked the books out, and I'll let her film the next part. Enjoy World War Moo.
Huh?
That's exactly the reaction I was hoping for.
Show me the books.
Okay, so, it's called A Haunting on... I didn't do much extensive research, I should hope you know.
Okay.
I was like, she might like these, she might not. It's not my fault. I got A Haunting on the Hill. I forgot the name. By Elizabeth Hand. Gotta hand it to Elizabeth. Anyways, I'll read the book for this one. Holly Shortman has been a struggling playwright for years, but now you're going to get some ASMR of Benson reading you a book while we're on the highway dealing with New England assholes. But now with a grant to develop her play Witching Night, she may finally be close to her big break. All she needs is time and space to bring her vision to life. When she stumbles across Hale House, nearly hidden outside a remote upstate village, she is immediately taken in by the mansion. It's enormous, old, and ever so eerie. The perfect place to develop and rehearse her play. Holly's girlfriend, lesbians, Nisa, agrees to join her in renting the house for a month, and soon a troupe of actors, each with ghosts of their own, arrive. Yet as they settle in, the house's peculiarities are made known, and strange creatures stalk the grounds. Disturbing sounds echo through the halls, and time itself seems to shift. Holly and her friends quickly find themselves at odds, not just with one another, but with the house itself. It seems something has been waiting in Hill House all these years, and it no longer intends to walk alone. So yeah, basically this is quite literally Betrayal at the House on the Hill in book form, so here you go.
Which we need to play again.
We need to play more of. I figured that sounds cool. Haunting, that's the word. I forgot how buzzwords for Halloween work, so haunting works. This is the one that's post-apocalyptic vibe. You guys saw it earlier, but in case you can't, April Fools, because it's fucking light out. American Rapture. The book's covered in darkness. Oh, there it is. Just had to tilt it like a dumb fuck. It's American Rapture. I'm sure she'll show these at the end of the video anyways.
Well, I mean, reading them. This is going to be a vlog.
This is the greatest plot twist of all time. Never been kissed, about to get screwed. A virus is spreading across America, transforming the infected and making them feral with lust. I didn't read that part, actually. This is news to me. Sophie, a good Catholic girl, must survive the hellscape of the Midwest to try to save her twin brother while the world around her burns. Along the way, she discovers there are far worse fates than dying a virgin. Neil Gaiman's American Gods meets The Last of Us in this epic and sweeping novel about the end of the world as we know it. I didn't realize this was about fucking. I forgot about that part. I probably should look into this more.
That can also be pretty scary.
Other than pretty, yeah, fucking is pretty scary.
You could
get an STD, you can get a pregnancy, you could get a girl that's just as obsessed with you because of one night stands. I wouldn't know. I'm not speaking from experience. I just saw pretty cover and also post-apocalyptic America. So yeah, here you go. And then finally, the one you've all been waiting for, the first one we did, our get out of jail free card. Everyone give it up for World War Moo. Shut up, I'm reading. It began with a cow that just wouldn't die. Yup, that's right. They're still infected. And now the disease has, oh, maybe this is a sequel. Fuck. Oh wait, this is a sequel to Apocalypse Cow. Shit. Anyways. It's not like you're going to need much context for this. And now the disease has spread to humans. The epidemic that transformed Britain's bovine population, it's always the British, into a bloodthirsty, brain-grazing zombie herd is threatening to take over the globe. All right, so basically it's, yeah. So I don't think you really need to care about the first book. Whatever happened in the first book clearly isn't relevant since they're back for more. Enjoy.
Okay.
This is great.
Okay.
I'm great at this. So,
Okay, well.
any thoughts, honey? How'd I do?
We'll see you later for when I actually read these books and tell you.
Alright, we're finally sitting down to start this vlog. In the first part, you saw Benson pick the books for me. And in the next little bit, I'm actually going to be reading the books in the same vlog. It's not going to be like Connor's Rex where we do a part 1 and then a part 2. It's just going to be a whole thing. Alright. To reiterate, even though you just saw it, but it's been a little while for me, Benson bought me 3 books. Using my card. Benson bought me 3 books. And those books were World War Moo, American Rapture, and A Haunting on the Hill. Not to be confused with The Haunting of Hill House. I did find an audiobook for Haunting on the Hill, which I have not started yet. And then the other 2 will be reading physically, but technically it's the other 3 because, so I didn't have to read. All right, I'm the type of person that, like, if I find out something is part of a series, I like to read the books in order, even if I'm not necessarily interested in the first one, even if they're not necessarily, like, connected. Like, romance books tend to have, like, companion books that you don't have to read together, but I prefer to read them together just in case I miss some, like, little Easter eggs. So, for World War Moo, we did find the first book, Apocalypse Cow, at not our local library, but through our library branch. It is late. Technically, it is past 10 o'clock, and I do have work tomorrow, but I do want to get some reading in. I still have a lot to catch up on. I don't know why I decided 13 Nights of Halloween was a good idea when it's just literally going to be one right after the other. Because I still have a lot to read and a lot to edit. But we're going to go with it. We're gonna try until we either fail or succeed. So either way, I'm gonna jump into Apocalypse Cow tonight. I was going to save this series for last, but if I'm being so honest, why not just start it now? Why not? Or why not just start it? Cow. Okay, that's enough. I'm gonna go start reading now. Goodbye. Hey. Okay. It has been a while since I've updated this vlog, mainly because I have not had time to read for it. I've just finished a book for this one, and it was not Apocalypse Cow. I haven't finished that one yet. I have finished A Haunting on the Hill, And from what I have gathered, I believe this is like a retelling of Hill House, or Haunting of Hill House, and I've never read that one. And maybe it would have made my enjoyment slightly better. I did not enjoy this book in any way. I thought it was interesting and fun and definitely creepy, but it was like a slower creepy. And I don't know, I was just waiting for the action or something fun to happen, and the fact that it was set like it was like a film crew, like the fact that it was, what's the word, presented as it was supposed to be like a film crew and they get into all of these weird creepy environments, and I didn't really see that. I think I wanted something more. I think my expectations were a little higher. This was probably the one that I had the highest expectations for. And I don't know, I don't feel like it 100% completely delivered. Not bad at all, just wasn't exactly what I was looking for. I'm going to try and finish at least one of the other two books. Today I have to figure out which one I'm going to do, but I have a lot of other stuff to do, so I'm going to try to find the audiobook. I do think I have my Spotify credits back, so I can probably grab one of those on audio. I also still have to find my headphones. I had them on Monday, and now I have no idea where the fuck they are. And I'm really upset about it. And they're JLabs, so I can't exactly track them. Yeah. Okay, see you in a bit. Love you. Bye. Okay, excuse the noise if you can hear. Benson is recording. But it is currently almost 11:30. The night before this vlog is supposed to be uploaded. And I've only finished one book for it. I've already talked to you about that one. I have 2 more books that I need to read, both of which I have started. So it's not entirely impossible for me to read them both. Like I said though, it's 11:30 and I should be going to bed soon, but I'm going to try to stay up as late as I possibly can, which, knowing me, won't be very late. Because I get sleepy, especially when I'm reading and you find that perfect comfort spot, you just fall asleep so easily. I don't have any reading updates for you because I haven't read much for this vlog since we last spoke, but I have about 220-ish, 230 pages left in Apocalypse Cow. And I know technically Benson bought World War Moo, but I'm not going to have time to read 3 books total. So we're going to read Apocalypse Cow and American Rapture. I keep wanting to call it like American Rebellion or something like that, but that's not what it is. Either way, I do have American Rapture on audio, and I have about 4 hours left in that. So I should be able to finish it in no time tomorrow while Benson is at work. It's this that we're kind of worried about. I want to try to get as much reading done for this and a couple of other vlogs done tonight if I can. With that being said, I already feel myself getting sleepy. And I know once I get comfy, I'm probably going to fall asleep. But we're going to read as much as possible until our eyes start drooping. And then we are going to go to bed. Either way, this vlog will be uploaded tomorrow with these 2 books finished. I swear. Because we're getting to the parts where it's crunch time for a lot of these vlogs, because I also have to work a lot this week. So I think I need about 8 books total to finish all of these videos on time. But we got this. We got this. Most of these I'm going to have to read physically, but we'll make it work. I'll talk to you probably tomorrow if I'm being honest, and give you a little bit more of a reading update and how I'm feeling about these books, which I can't tell you right now because even though they're playing a game, Benson is right there and I don't want them to hear my thoughts. before you do. Hey, okay, it's the next day. It's the day this vlog is supposed to go up. And and it is crunch time. So like I mentioned, we still have 2 books to read. One of them being American Rapture, which I am now 60% of the way through and feel like I should give you an update on before I finish it. So this one follows Sophie, and she is a very, very sheltered girl. Her parents are Christian, but like hardcore Christian. They might be Catholic. Yeah, they're Catholic. And all her life she has been sheltered from anything her parents would like think of as sin. They started out homeschooled. By they I mean her and her twin brother, and pretty much anything her parents deem as sin is not allowed. She's supposed to go to school, come right home, and not ask questions whatsoever. Her brother Noah, we learn from the very beginning, something happened to him. He did not pass away or anything, but he is no longer able to live in their home, and we don't exactly know why at the beginning. So she's obviously really upset about that. Her and her brother were very, very close. They're twins. They are really the only person that each other has. So when he got taken away, it just made everything a lot more difficult and a lot harder. She's also dealing with, I don't think this is really relevant, but she's dealing with her body changing and, just all of these things that seem typical in a teenage girl's life. However, one day something not so typical happens. All of these people are getting sick. And we find out that it's the start of an apocalypse where the zombies turn into sex-depraved demons, basically. Sex-depraved zombies, I guess. Just playing with our blinds. If you see them moving. That's all that is. It's not a ghost. Honestly, so far, this is probably my favorite of the 3. And I didn't expect that. I expected not to enjoy this. I expected to possibly DNF it, because I wasn't sure which route this was going to take. If this was going to take the sex is bad and blah, 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 blah. If this was going to be like a much more conservative book, I guess. But it doesn't really feel like that. It just feels like more of a coming of age story where people are turning into sex depraved zombies. And it's so interesting to read. Like, I don't know what it is about this that is making me want to continue on with it and just read it all in one sitting. Because typically I don't know if I would like something like this. Either way, we're following her as she is dealing with this new world, trying to figure out who in her family is alive and who is not. And also meeting and making all of these new friends in this world and trying to just navigate how this new world is going to work. I honestly wish I could give you like more about how I'm feeling about this. All I know is that I'm enjoying it. It has such interesting commentary on everything that I just mentioned, and I really want to know the direction that this is going to take and how it's going to end, and like the resolution that we have, because right now we're trying to figure out, like I said, who of her family is alive and who is not, who's safe. And there's also kind of the start of a budding romance. There's this boy, Ben, who is friends with some girls that go to her school. And she definitely has a crush on him, and we're getting the sense that he has a crush on her, but we don't know if those feelings are necessarily genuine. So she's dealing with all of these feelings of her own, like the typical feelings of a teenage girl, and discovering her body, her sexuality, and also the fact that her family may or may not be dead. and like some of her closest friends may or may not, or not friends, but like the adults in her life, because she doesn't really have any friends, or the adults in her life may or may not be dead. And it's just really, it's an interesting parallel to see the two getting mixed. Either way, I have the audiobook, so we will be listening to and reading that today. I do have to go for a walk. Benson's working until 4. Our drink place closes at 3. So I might just be a nice fiance and go get them a tea. And maybe make some lunch. Or buy some lunch. I don't know. I'm kind of hungry. I haven't figured out what we're eating yet, though. And then I think we're going out with friends tonight. So I gotta get through 2 books before that happens. I don't imagine we're gonna be staying out late. But still, want to get this video out and about before we go out. If I can. Okay, I've been on my walk. I finished listening to my audiobook. Meaning I finished American Rapture. I will say this is the one that, I know, like World War Moo, weird, right? But this was the one that I was more nervous about because I had no idea what to expect going into this. It sounded really, like, it sounded like it could be a hit or miss. It sounded like it could have taken a more conservative route, and like, knowing what I know about this author, I figured that wouldn't be the case. But I was really interested to see which direction this book would take. But I just wasn't expecting to like it. It's not necessarily a book that I would have picked for myself, which is obviously the whole point of having Benson buy books for me. Because, you know, they might have an eye that I don't. I'm really intrigued. I know Benson didn't put a lot of thought into this, and I think it was mainly the cover. But I'm really intrigued about what drew them to this book. With that being said, though, for the most part, for a good 50% of this, it did feel like more of a coming-of-age story about a young sheltered girl who was trying to figure out, like I said, she is discovering the changes in her body that she had not noticed before, and how some people, like how she is growing up and noticing for the first time in a lot of ways how her body has developed and the things that come with that. You know, obviously getting boys' attention and having these conversations with her mother about sin and about how her body and how she displays her body can be, like, can lead people to do certain things, and like how it kind of puts the pressure on women. Like, at some point, like, I don't want to jump into full spoilers, but there is a part here where she's talking to her mother, and her mother is telling her about something that happened to her in her past. And okay, maybe I'll just put like a little spoiler tag here because I don't feel like I can talk about this part without it being a spoiler. But spoiler, there is a part in here where her mother is telling her that she had gotten SA'd in her past. And basically the mother is, you can tell that she feels responsible for it because of the way that she had displayed her body, and if she hadn't displayed her body that way, then the man wouldn't have been tempted. And it really makes, like, it makes Sophie feel bad for her mom, because nobody should have to, you know, deal with that. But it also makes Sophie feel like, or it really like brings the point of so many women feel guilty for just wearing shorts or a short sleeve t-shirt. Yeah, so obviously it starts out really like hitting on a lot of heavy topics right off the bat, even before we get to the zombie apocalypse. And then people start getting sick, and Sophie is now realizing that, you know, she has a lot more questions about the world than she ever really thought. Now she has to try and figure out the world and navigate the world on her own when all of these things are happening and she's starting to question her faith and she's starting to question her sexuality, and how a lot of the things that her parents deemed as sin might not be as sinful as she thought. And there's a line in here. Hold on, let me see if I can find it. There's a part in here, and this, I feel like, was the turning point in the book for me, to the point where I really started to understand the message behind it. One of the characters that she meets along the way used to be in beauty pageants, and hold on, where is it? I literally just had it. Okay. She says, "I get why people self-mutilate," she said. "I don't know what to make of it." After a moment, she continues, "It's a nice idea having any sort of control over this body, making yourself into whatever you want to be. Isn't it so strange how much we assign to a person based on their looks? If it is something they chose, or as if it is something they chose, or somehow reflects who they are. We can't separate it." And I think at that point, the more that, like, with just that single couple, like those single couple of sentences, I completely understood the direction that this book was taken. Obviously, it had taken a while to get to that point because I was a little farther in, but I think that was definitely the turning point for me, to the point where this book went from a 4-star to a 5-star. And once again, I know Benson probably only picked this for the cover because that was the only thing they really commented on, but I think this was such an interesting and good pick. And I'm really, really glad that I read it. Do I think this was a horror book? Do I think it was necessarily scary? Yes. Yes, absolutely. And I think some people might look at this and say, oh, it's not a horror book, but it is, because A, it's human beings, right? It's humans doing the unthinkable. And that is so much of human beings and human, I don't want to say culture, but just the idea that humans, like pretty much animals, like they're predictable. They do the same things over and over again. Humans are so unpredictable and so terrifying. And I think I've had this conversation on this channel before about how human beings are sometimes the scariest monsters because they are so unpredictable, because you don't know what they're thinking. Animals or monsters more or less follow a formula. Human beings do not. You could know somebody for years, you could trust them with everything you have, and they can just go around and screw you over. And it's just that idea that you never know what somebody is capable of. And that's really what this book explores, along with a whole bunch of other things that I've already mentioned. I loved this book so much. Benson really, really made a good choice, which I'm really surprised by. Not that I didn't think Benson was gonna do a good job, but World War fucking Moo, which I do want to talk about too. Well, technically I want to talk about Apocalypse Cow. Okay. So I have about 200 pages left in this. I don't know if I'm gonna finish it in time to get this video uploaded. It's already, like I said, it's already uploaded up until this clip. So maybe, but also we're going out tonight and Benson's gonna be out soon, so I'm not sure when. Either way, I'm gonna give you an update now, and then when we get home, I'll let you know. If I don't finish this either, this is gonna get uploaded regardless because I need to get a video up tonight. We've been doing really well at uploading once every single day, even if it's super late. So I don't want to end that streak now. But Apocalypse Cow isn't what I thought it would be. So it does say that this is supposed to be laugh out loud funny. It's not. Alright, so we follow 3 characters, pretty much. And one of them is a journalist who kind of sucks at her job. One of them is a person who works with livestock and really has a lot to do with how they are killed and prepared for consumption. And then we have a teenage boy who is a vegan, but not by choice. He's a vegan because his parents are vegan. And somehow they all come together. We're still not at that part where, like I said, 150 pages in. We haven't even gotten to the point where they all got together yet. I think it's happening within this chapter. But like the tagline on the back says 3 losers, overwhelming odds, 1 outcome. Yep, we're screwed. But it really takes place in this world where livestock and other animals actually are getting sick, and they are killing people. Also, there's a little bit of weird parallels to this one because some of the animals are getting a little horny because of this illness, which is fucking weird. But like, it is weird, don't get me wrong, but it's just not as silly goofy time as it's made out to be. Like, one of the blurbs says it made me snort with laughter, but I haven't laughed once during this. Not that it's bad, like I am enjoying what I'm reading, but it's not funny. It's interesting, it's fun, I'm enjoying the characters, some more than others, but it's not funny. And that's kind of what I was looking for with this one. I was expecting to laugh out loud. I was expecting the kind of humor of Hope Never Dies, which is a mystery book following Barack Obama and Joe Biden. Or like Fart Quest or something like that. I was expecting some humor in here, and there really isn't. And that's kind of sad. Either way, I'm running out of time, so I'm gonna go get as many pages done as humanly possible, and we'll see where we end up. I'm officially ending this vlog, and I'm so happy. Alright, overall, do I trust Benson picking my books? Yes, because it's leading me to read books that I never would have picked up if it weren't for my fiance. Apocalypse Cow, which I literally just finished and forgot downstairs, so I can't even show you. But Apocalypse Cow was not bad. Okay, I was expecting something silly and goofy, and I think I mentioned that before. And this really wasn't that. I didn't really get like the silly, goofy time. I got more of just like an apocalypse story, and it wasn't just cows. Like, it was like all animals. So it is a tough read if you are really sensitive to animal violence, because of course, when there's a zombie apocalypse and animals are the cause of it, there's bound to be some killing of animals. And if you're sensitive to that, you might not want to read this, obviously. I mean, I'm sensitive to it, but yeah. Like, I don't love reading it in books, but depending on how it's done, like, I'm not gonna panic about it. Otherwise, it was a fine book. So I am really intrigued, because I am going to read the second one eventually, obviously, now that I own it. I'm intrigued to see where the second one goes, because people are saying you don't need to read the first one to read the second one. But I'm wondering how true that is, because the way that this one ended definitely seemed like a cliffhanger and a setup to part 2. I feel like the whole book kind of felt like a little bit of a setup book. Like, it did have a whole plot on its own, and it did have, of course, a beginning, a middle, and end. It's not like, or like it is a little open-ended at the ending, so it's not like it was strictly set up, but it did feel like a lot of setup for the second one. I'm intrigued to see where we go with it. Overall, it was fine. I don't think it really kept me intrigued enough to want to read more, at least not in the way that American Rapture did. I think I'd probably give it like a 3.5, which to me is fine. Like, it's not a bad thing whatsoever, and I am interested in reading World War Moo. Like, it did keep me interested enough to want to read the second book. So I'd say that's a win. Overall, Benson chose 2 3-stars and a 5-star. Will I continue to have them pick books for me on this channel? Absolutely. because you do have those 5 stars every once in a while. And this was coming on a day where Benson didn't have a lot of time and didn't put in a lot of thought because we were on such a time crunch, that I feel like if we go on a day where they have enough time and they can actually think about their picks a little bit more, it could turn into more 5 stars and me reading more books that I have never heard of or never would have picked up and potentially loving them. Overall, I think this was a great experience, and I'm impressed with some of the choices that Benson made. But World War fucking Moo, I will forever hold that over their head. Forever. World War fucking Moo. Alright, with that being said, this vlog is now over. I have to get these last 2 clips edited and all of this exported and uploaded in less than 2 hours for this to make it on time. Tomorrow's video, I am interested to see how that's going to work out. I still have 6 books to read for the rest of the month. Tomorrow's video, I still need to read 2 books for, and not the day after, but the day after that, Thursday's video, I need to read 4 books for. So we're gonna see how it goes, and I also have to work tomorrow night and Wednesday night and Thursday night. So we will see how this whole thing goes. So far, we haven't missed a day, and we're not about to start now. We are going to do whatever we can to make sure these videos come out on time. I think I'm waking up early tomorrow so I can start editing tomorrow's video and hopefully read for it throughout the day. But I will see you tomorrow. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. Let me know what you thought of Benson's picks. Let me know if you might have chosen anything different for any of the prompts that I gave. And let me know what your favorite fall drink is. Mwah.